Hi people, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back to this video. Today we're going to be checking this video out from Charlie Kirk. It's titled LIB Student Embarrassed After Trying to Fact Check Charlie Kirk. Okay, I hope he has his facts correct, because if you're coming to debate somebody like Charlie Kirk, you need to come with your facts, right? Okay, so before we dive into the video, I'm Moge. Welcome to the channel. It's the first time here, so good to have you here. Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn the post notification bell. I'll be dropping my thoughts after this video. Okay, you guys don't enjoy me breaking in between the conversation, so I'll be dropping my thoughts after this video. I just wanted to check this out to see how this goes. If this goes well throughout this week and you guys enjoy it this way, then I'll just keep it up that way. But if not, we'll go back to our normal breaking in transmission to drop comments. Okay, let's dive straight into the video.
You want one? Yeah, okay. We'll throw some more. Disagreements are welcome. If not, we'll keep it up. Just please tilt the mic up, because you're taller than our usual question.
So what I want to know, of course. So Trump, when he was in office, had at a certain point he had control of both the Senate and the House, and yet there are many issues that are still going on.
Well, so you bring up a pretty good point and then a not good point. So let me give you the pretty good point. You're right. Trump should have done more with a unified House and the Senate. So Donald Trump did actually fix the border, and he did it without the U.S. Senate or House. He did it through executive orders and through executive direction. The border, when Donald Trump was president, had the lowest ever recorded border crossings into our country on the southern border. Under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, it's the highest ever, right? And so
why did he veto the border bill then?
Okay, well, first of all,
he used his political power.
Fair enough. How much do you know about the border bill?
So the border bill was endorsed by the Border Patrol agents, right?
First of all, that's not correct.
That is correct.
No,
okay.
they came out and they said they totally denounced it.
Not Harris. They didn't endorse Harris. They endorsed the bill.
No, you can look at Brandon Judd's statement. He said that's one of the greatest misinformation lies. But let's talk about what actually it is. That bill.
Pull it up.
Yeah, type in Brandon Judd border bill.
I'm going to type in the Border Patrol endorsement.
Well, no, Brandon Judd is the one you should look at. Okay. So anyway, what some union says or doesn't say is besides the point. So. But let me ask you this. Forgetting the Border Patrol's endorsement or not, mass amnesty was in the bill. It would have given amnesty to 10
Border
million...
Patrol union-backed Senate immigration bill despite House GOP.
Yes. What did Brandon Judd say about that?
So the National Border Patrol Council...
Right, but that's not the Border Patrol Union. Those are two different things. Right?
They still have their endorsement, and again, you can't say they're Kamala's...
hold on a second. They retracted it soon after. Just to be clear, though, it would have given amnesty to 10 million people in this country. Do you think that's a good idea?
Potentially, if they're working in this country.
You would give amnesty.
The majority of illegal immigration, 75% of illegal immigration is overstaying visas.
These are 10 million people that came. We're not even talking about the overstay visas. We're talking about people that came across the border. 10 million of them, uninvited. What would you do with them? Give them jobs?
If there's room for them to work.
Oh, this is a super important moral distinction, though. And that's fine. We have clarity, not agreement. You think the people in this audience should have to compete against foreigners for jobs. I think that you have a moral obligation to your own citizens to give them jobs before the people...
So
you say not? Okay.
We don't have to worry that you're making a dilemma that doesn't exist. There are more jobs right now in this nation than there was under Trump.
Hold on a second. First of all, not well-paying jobs, and they're not keeping up. Why do you think that wages aren't keeping up with inflation? Wages aren't keeping up with inflation because people in this audience have to compete against people that have come across the border. But let's just talk about the morals of it. Just the moral. So you would give amnesty for people that are and newcomers that just come in and cut in line.
I want to talk about the practical here, Charlie.
The border bill gave them amnesty. It is practical. That's why Trump torpedoed it.
Is if they can help our nation, then we should let them.
Just let me ask you a moral question, because we can go back and forth. Do you think it should be
Again, Charlie, I'm not here to talk your talk. I'm here to talk the practical, which is
no. I am practical.
And they can work. No, we're not talking about moral here.
The only discussion is the moral. Do you think it should be illegal to come into the country?
That's not what you led with the moral. That's not what I led with. We're not moving this conversation.
No, we're going back to the border bill. Actually, no, I'm not strongmanning it. The border bill said
it's straw man, not straw man.
I got it. The border bill did what for an amnesty? It would have given amnesty to 10 million illegal aliens, yes?
Okay. Again,
So you asked, you said, why did Trump torpedo it? Because Trump cares about Americans more than foreigners. That's why. Okay?
Why did the GOP endorse it?
The GOP did not endorse it.
Why was it a bipartisan bill?
Hold on a second. Senator Langford, who is a traitor to this country, endorsed it. Yeah?
Multiple GOP senators.
Okay, if you're trying to convince me that a bunch of rhinos got behind a bunch of border bill, we're going to talk past each other. Read the bill. I do not think D.C. or Washington, D.C. should pass a bill that says if you come into a country, you're given amnesty. And you disagree. I don't. By the way, if they're doing jobs, more the reason to kick them out, because those should be jobs given to Americans.
But the job market is higher now than it has ever been. The stock market is higher now than it has
hold
ever
on.
been.
Let's hold on. Do you guys think the economy is better or worse?
We're not.
You are living on a cloud, man. Listen to the people of this country. They can't afford things. The job market is awful. The economy is terrible. Stop reading the New York Times and start talking to American voters.
Yeah.
And you understand how insane you sound? The economy is better. People are telling you they can't afford stuff.
Yeah, inflation is high now because Trump spent more than any president on the debt in 4-year period.
So wait, it's Trump's fault that inflation is high 4 years later.
As you would come to realize, I'd hope in your role that economies are reactionary forces. It takes time for things to be implemented.
Got it. So nothing is Biden's fault. Everything is Trump's fault.
We'll see Biden's impact largely in the next 3 or 4 years.
It really is remarkable, the power of propaganda. It's fine. Do you think that Kamala Harris and Biden are successful?
It depends on what metric. But economy-wise...
No, I actually do agree. They are a huge success in destroying the country. I totally agree.
So if you look at economists, right, some of the nations, actually many of the nation's leading economists have endorsed Kamala Harris for presidency because they say that Trump will ruin the economy.
Then why didn't he ruin it the first time?
He did.
Trump ruined the economy?
Again, it's reactionary forces. What Trump did is he handled...
So let me just ask one final thing. What is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment? I think it depends on who you ask, but I would say...
You.
Yeah, I would say it was cutting child poverty in half.
She did that?
The Biden administration, her and Biden did that, yes. And that was...
How did she do that?
So the child tax credit, basically from COVID...
Oh, you mean the one from the Trump tax cut?
It's not from the Trump tax cut.
Yeah, it is actually.
No.
Yeah, it's actually from the tax cut from December of 2017. The one that Kamala Harris is running against is the one that you're touting right now.
It's not the case at all,
let me just...
You can lie, but...
No, I mean, you're just totally wrong.
I encourage everyone to look up the child tax credit right now on your phones.
Yeah, the child tax credit was part of the
And look
Trump
on what
tax
bill
cut.
it was passed. Look what year it was passed.
It was during the... Yeah, it was 2017, literally. Donald Trump expanded the child tax cut credit in 2017. Final question. Do you think that Kamala Harris would do a better job the next 4 years than Donald Trump? If so, why? To make the case. I'm curious.
Okay, so I would agree that Harris would do a much better job than Trump for a variety of reasons. Again, if you look at our current track record, we're coming out of the COVID and the Trump policy. We have the most amount of jobs. We have the highest paying stock market. We have child poverty that's cut in half. We have the most... yes, again... the tax credit. So we have multiple reasons, and then if you look at the case against Trump, you'll see that multiple economists have said that Trump will ruin the economy, right, including Nobel Prize winners.
No, it's just... And this is actually really instructive, and thank you for embodying it so perfectly, which is that, like, everyday people are no longer buying the rubbish, that everything's fine, everything's great. Young people can't afford homes.
Right, because... If you here in Montana specifically,
no, every state has seen housing prices go up, but not just that. It's that energy prices are up. It is harder than ever to be able to have a family. We have a fertility crisis.
Take Montana for example. Northwestern energy prices are going up under a Republican board of commissioners, despite having a budget surplus this year of over $2 billion.
I don't know about that. I'm sure somebody else can comment on that. But going back to the macro trends across the country, Donald Trump, when he was president, lower income earners saw their incomes go up the most. Young people were flourishing, lowest ever black unemployment, Hispanic unemployment, Asian American unemployment. We saw an economic renaissance and a miracle. But here's the point. Here's actually the kicker. Here's how I know I'm right. Is that when American people are asked outside of the economists, 70% of people think the Trump economy is better than actually what's happening now. So you're living on an island.
If you look at
so
real
are
wage
people
growth
wrong? No.
compared-
Hold
if
on.
you look at real wage
Answer the
growth
question.
compared to inflation, I encourage everyone
these
to look
people
this up.
wrong?
Statistica, great source.
Are these-
Real wage growth compared to inflation
No.
is higher under the Biden administration.
Are 70% of the people here or the country wrong when they say Trump was better at the economy?
Again, look it up. I encourage everyone.
No,
Statistica.com.
but
real wage
are
growth to inflation.
Are these people wrong when they say that the economy was better under Trump?
Montana is Montana is distinct from the nation itself.
No,
for a
it's
variety of
not.
reasons. Yes, it is. We have the highest housing increases out of any compared to wage under Gianforte. So we, compared to average wage growth or average wages, it takes more to buy a house here in Montana than anywhere else in the nation. That includes California. That includes.
No,
New
it's
York.
fine. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. And it's just, this is the divide, is that 70% of the country is saying I'm suffering and I'm struggling.
So
And
then you said, look
let
around
me-
us.
let
These
me-
are Montanans. Let's talk about Montana.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. They vehemently think you're totally on an island here. And let me just say, though, that this is what's happening in the country. 70% of the country is saying, please help us, we can't afford stuff. And a small oligarchy is saying, you're dumb, listen to the Nobel Prize winner.
Oh my gosh. I feel like these LIB students, LIB is a law, right? LIB students actually came with a lot of facts, because we could actually see him trying to Google fact check what they were trying to say and all of that. So he actually came prepared. But the thing with his information is just that his information is kind of like only him knows about what he's talking about, kind of. And he made a lot of bold statements. He said during Trump's administration that Trump ruined the administration. He's obviously against Trump and his administration. He doesn't want to have anything to do with Trump. He made a case for himself. He was very bold and audacious about what he was talking about. So we know that okay, this is what he's talking about, right? But what do you guys think about all these statements made by himself? I mean, Trump, Charlie Kirk asked him a very valid question. He said, do you think that Harris will make a better president than Trump, and why? Excuse me. Will Harry make a better president than Trump, and why? He mentioned a few things which Charlie Kirk do not totally agree with. I think I like the guy because he actually tried to make a good case for himself, came with a lot of facts, was very bold, tried to have a decent conversation, even though they were having contrasting opinions concerning a lot of things. Another one that actually struck me was when they were talking about illegal immigrants and giving $10 million amnesty to I mean, I feel like it is not rocket science. I mean, you do not expect a president to actually, how can we be in a country whereby Americans are fighting for jobs with illegal immigrants? I can't even imagine, like, the president of my country giving so much money to illegal immigrants when there are young people in the country that need jobs. Do you understand what I mean? I don't think every country would actually want their citizen to come first before every other. I think it is normal. Not like as if he hates. It is illegal immigrant. First of all, in the first place, illegal migration is actually wrong. If you've overstayed your welcome in a particular country, you should go and renew your visa. That's the right thing to do. But when you are now overstaying your welcome in a particular place, then I think it is wrong. You deserve what comes to you, right? But you coming to say another thing, you just feel somehow. So that was one of the reasons why Charlie Kirk totally did not agree with him, because his own ideas were coming off of somehow. He didn't really agree with him totally. But I kind of loved the conversation. They had conflicting ideas, opinions, of course, but they tried to keep it very decent and civil. Yeah. So what do you guys think about this young man's opinions and what he thinks about Kamala Harris and a lot of all these things that were discussed today? And what do you guys do you guys go with Charlie Kirk and what he came to talk about today? And please do well to drop all your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.